Good evening, everyone. Welcome to LG G3 Day here in London at the Battersea Evolution. And of course, to all of those of you that are watching it live streamed all over the world. It's a pleasure to introduce myself. I'm Pollyanna Woodward. I'll be your MC for this evening. Now, as I'm sure you all are, I am very excited to be part of LG's brand new smartphone introduction. And to start things off, let me invite to the stage a very special person who has played a huge part at LG in bringing the most ambitious phone to the world in 2014. Please welcome Dr. Ram Chan Woo, the head of smartphone product planning of LG Electronics Mobile Communications Company.
Thank you, Pollyanna. Thank you. And good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here in London, the most global city in the world. I'm very excited to introduce our latest innovation.
Now, welcome to London, Dr. Wu. This is a very special night tonight. I do believe last year you were actually in New York, weren't you, for the introduction of the LG G2?
Yes, I was. When we introduced the G2 last year, we talked about learning from you. The G2 was the best combination of innovative design and unique features that made LG one of the hottest smartphone manufacturers in the industry. And G2 also helped us to believe that the true innovation can only come from the understanding of real people like all of you.
Which brings us to 2014 and LG's newest innovation.
Yes, we have continued to listen, and we have found and learned that what you really wanted was not a complexity, but more simplicity.
See, smartphones require a large amount of research, and they contain a multitude of complex technologies. So, is it really possible to make all that simpler?
You're right. Smartphones rely more on complicated technologies. However, we don't want to read the manuals to learn how to use smartphones. Of course, absolutely not. So we have to think about, are there any ways of getting things done more simply?
So bearing that in mind, how has LG focused on reaching this level of simplicity that consumers actually want?
The best technology must be something intuitive. So we obsessed about the concept of simplicity. We went back to the basics and tried to find the ways to get more with less effort. It sounds cool, but it was a big challenge, of course.
I believe that would have been an absolutely huge challenge. So smartphone simplicity, what was the motivation behind it all?
Ironically, achieving simplicity isn't such a simple matter. As a smarter person once said, simple is to be great. This resonated with us more than ever and became the essence of G3.
I can sense a real confidence and strong conviction in your voice, and I can't wait to see how LG has taken the idea of smartphone simple and turned it into reality. So Dr. Wu, would you be kind enough to introduce the new LG G3 to our guests?
Of course. It would be my great pleasure to show you our latest innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, this is LG G3.
Wow, that was certainly worth waiting for. Now, Dr. Wu, I'm sure the audience would like to learn more about what G3, what kind of smart does LG G3 simplicity provide to the consumer?
Simplicity is built into every aspect of G3. LG G3 makes everything look better and more pleasing to your eyes. Its Quad HD display ensures remarkably clear images and vibrant colors as well. So everything looks just perfect and just real.
So in comparison to conventional mobiles, what are some of the things G3 has simplified? You mentioned that G3 made capturing memories easier.
Taking pictures is a good example. G3's impressive, easy-to-use camera with laser autofocus gives you perfect images, even in the blink of an eye.
That is very impressive. And the innovative camera feature certainly sounds like a big win for people who really enjoy their photography. Can you tell me a little bit more about the design? Because I'm sure you'll all agree. It is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. The minimalist design of G3 further illustrates LG's emphasis on making things simpler. And when you hold G3, it feels just perfect in your hands because there's no buttons on the side.
So what kind of simplicity can we expect from the LG G3's user experience?
G3 is smarter, more organized, and offers recommendations even before you ask. For example, it can tell you if you need an umbrella before you go to work.
And living in London, that's quite handy, I can tell you. That is a very good illustration of what LG means when it says simple is the new smart. What is it that you would like everyone watching today to take away from this presentation?
Simplicity. Okay. Simplicity. Your life will be simpler with G3. And your life will be even smarter with G3. In other words, simple is the new smart.
It is indeed. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk to us today, Dr. Wu. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you.
No problem. Now, let's spend some time getting to know more about what makes LG G3 such a unique smartphone. Our next speaker will tell us more about G3's unique core technologies.
Good evening, everyone. My name is James Marshall. It's my privilege tonight to introduce LG's latest and greatest achievements, as brought to life through the new G3. The G3 is the culmination of LG's learning from you approach. In designing this flagship handset, we kept in mind a very important consumer insight. That is, people want advanced technology, but only if it is simple to use and provides a clear benefit in their everyday lives. Consumers simply don't have time for unnecessary complexity. So, we introduced our most advanced technologies in the LG G3, while still providing a simplified user experience. Of course, there are many great features that I could talk about, but tonight, given that we're talking about G3, I would like to introduce just 3 core technologies. It's display, camera, and design. My colleague Andy will focus on 3 key user experiences a bit later on. So first, let's take a look at the G3's industry-leading display technology. As we all well know, display technology is advancing at an astonishing rate. From HD to full HD and beyond, consumers have come to expect ever clearer, increasingly vivid images. And as an industry, we're striving to satisfy consumers' appetite for a better viewing experience. However, there's one common misunderstanding within the smartphone industry. There's a misconception that the human eye can only distinguish differences in display quality up to around 300 pixels per inch. However, this is not the case. The human eye can, in fact, discern differences in display quality above this measure. And this is a fact which is already understood in the printing industry. Today, what they consider the best print quality is what LG has achieved with the introduction of its first Quad HD display, as seen in the G3. In fact, there are 3 reasons why the G3's Quad HD display redefines what we mean by real. 3 reasons to believe why LG offers the best display quality with real user benefits. First, let's think a bit about display resolution. What you see right now is an HD quality image. If we look at the same image in full HD, it looks like this. Clearly, you can see the differences between these 2 images. At 5.5 inches, the HD image is 269 ppi, and the full HD image is 403. If it were true that the human eye could only discern differences in display quality up to a maximum of 300 ppi, then you wouldn't be able to notice these differences in clarity and sharpness between the images shown. And let's take it one step further. Here is an image from the G3's Quad HD display. You can see the crispness and the clarity. At 538 ppi, 4 times higher than standard HD, the G3 offers class-leading resolution. And it sounds simple when you say it quickly, but how have we managed to squeeze this number of pixels into the limited space available on a smartphone display? Well, LG has reduced the size of each individual pixel by 44% compared to the average pixel size of a full HD display, thereby achieving a higher screen resolution for any given display size. And of course, we have a wealth of experience and expertise in manufacturing displays. We've used all of this to incorporate true-to-life Quad HD display technology into a smartphone, ahead of any other major player. But back to the point. We all know that the pixel count is only one part of the picture. Here, we have 2 different types of full HD smartphone display. One is a full HD AMOLED, and the other is a full HD IPS. People generally believe that full HD is full HD, but as you can see, not all full HD displays were created equal. Now, let's bring the G3's Quad HD display into play. Again, the difference is absolutely clear. The Quad HD display contains more than 11 million subpixels, which is nearly twice that of a full HD IPS display, almost 3 times greater than a full HD AMOLED display. As a result, with G3, you're able to view images that are sharper, crisper, clearer than any of its major competitors, and with more realistic color reproduction. And these are the type of moments, these are the memories and sights that can all be shown in the finest of details on the G3's Quad HD display. And with that high-resolution display, this is the first reason why the G3 display redefines real. All well and good, but you may be thinking about power consumption. To incorporate a high-resolution display on a smartphone, it's essential that the battery technology is just as innovative. Full HD displays are estimated to consume 10 to 20% more power than HD smartphone displays. After all, if more pixels are being processed, it's understandable that the battery will consume more power. And with the step change to G3's Quad HD display, it's natural to assume that there will be even more of a power drain. And certainly, that might be the case for other Quad HD smartphone displays. But G3 has been designed to optimize battery consumption in various usage cases. We call this 3A, or adaptive optimization. Effectively, it means that there are 3 ways in which the G3's battery consumption can be enhanced, depending on how you're using your phone's display. The net result being the battery of G3 is about 20% more efficient as a result of these improvements. Firstly, by using adaptive frame rates, unnecessary energy consumption can be minimized. When you're looking at a still image, for instance, the display uses less energy than a standard Quad HD display would. Secondly, adaptive clocking reduces battery consumption through CPU clock optimization. And lastly, adaptive timing control. That really helps to optimize display energy consumption. So with G3, there is simply no compromise. A stunning display that's ideal for everyday use. And this is the second reason why it redefines real. Not only a stunning display, but a real step forward in display technology. The third reason, well, that's more about big screen without the bulk. Right now, the benchmark width for a big screen smartphone, say with a 5.7-inch screen, is around 80 millimeters, noticeably wider than that of a device with a display closer to 5 inches. No big surprise, therefore, that these larger screen devices are considered bulky, uncomfortable to hold. G3, on the other hand, because of its narrow bezel and class-leading screen ratio, succeeds in squeezing a big screen into a form factor that is closer in terms of width to a 5-inch smartphone. The benefits of big screen within a form factor that's comfortable for one-handed use. I mentioned this class-leading screen ratio. A closer look shows that at 5.5 inches, the G3 has a screen ratio of more than 76%, meaning that more of the front face of the phone is dedicated to the display. And this, in turn, means that it sits comfortably in your hand and is extremely easy to grip. No wonder, then, that we talk about simply real. Simply the best display quality with real user benefits. And picture quality so true that it looks like you're there.
How to enjoy 4 times HD quality with LG G3. Just watch. Quad HD display, 4 times the resolution of HD. Simple is the new smart. LG G3.
Let's move on to the G3's next major breakthrough, its camera. Not so long ago, we all focused on the number of megapixels in our digital cameras. Now, though, we understand that the higher megapixel count is not the sole contributor to good quality photos. Moreover, we know that it's more about capturing that special moment. Our learning from you research showed that we as consumers get frustrated when we miss that special moment. We want a smartphone camera that can shoot quality pictures, yes, but fast and without fail. So we at LG listened and reflected those desires in our G3 camera. Again, let's break down the breakthrough camera on G3 into 3 component parts. Firstly, in order to never miss a moment, fast autofocus is essential. And it doesn't get much faster than laser technology. A first of its kind in any smartphone, the LG G3 features laser autofocus. Similar in terms of technology to the radar guns that police officers use to measure car speed, to date, this technology is rarely incorporated even into digital cameras and can only be found in high-end SLRs. And to give you an idea of just how fast laser technology is, G3 takes just 276 milliseconds to focus on a subject, give or take a millisecond. By comparison, it takes a pedestrian 300 milliseconds for a brain signal to reach the hand, and the same amount of time for the human eye to blink. So I'd be underselling it if I were to say that the G3's camera focuses in the blink of an eye. By incorporating this laser technology in the G3, we can achieve noticeably faster autofocus speeds compared to conventional smartphones which use solutions such as phase detection autofocus. You can see on the screen here that this achieves noticeably faster first find of the subject, and you'll be able to experience this for yourselves when we move to the exhibition zone a little later on. But that's not all. Simple being the new smart means that whilst we've introduced more advanced camera technology, we've also simplified the process of actually capturing those special moments. Rather than focusing on the subject and then pressing the shutter button, we simplify this 2-step process into one. All you need to do is touch the area you want to capture. It's that simple. Of course, even with a single step, you might still end up with a blurry photo if the camera isn't steady. And actually, given the type of snapshots that you're generally taking on the move, that's quite a common occurrence, but no longer an excuse. G3's enhanced OIS Plus technology, with a 20% improvement in camera shake compensation compared even to G2, makes blurry photos a thing of the past, and the G3 camera amazing at taking photos on the fly. Laser fast. The camera itself is just the first component of the G3 camera story. A second highlight is that it makes selfies simple. Let's face it, we're all at it. Around the world, we're obsessed with selfies. And believe it or not, in 2013, the Oxford English Dictionary named selfie as the word of the year. William Shakespeare will be turning in his grave. And we're not self-conscious about where we take selfies. By their very nature, we're often taking this type of photo indoors under challenging light conditions. And this is why LG decided to revamp the front camera for optimal performance and make sure that the front camera on G3 is superior for selfies, the ultimate selfie cam. How? Well, we've succeeded in enlarging the image sensor, increasing the number of lenses to ensure better image quality and improved resolution. We're also making it easier to actually take a selfie. Simply raising your hand in front of the camera signifies you're ready to take your photo. The camera then counts down, giving you time to pose for your picture. G3 is super for selfies, and this is the second reason why the G3's camera is simply amazing. And let's not forget about video. It's a third of our G3 camera cornerstones. As you can imagine, the G3's camera is as adept at recording movies as it is at taking great photos. However, it also addresses an often overlooked aspect of video recording, and that is audio quality. With G3, consumers can experience high-quality audio during phone conversations, whilst listening to music, and obviously when filming or watching movies. As well as more microphones, G3 also offers improved mic quality, as well as enhanced speakers with boost amp, all introduced so that G3 gives a richer and clearer audio experience. On top of that, if you shoot video at a noisy club or concert, not that I go to too many of those these days, the G3 will quickly assess the ambient noise levels and automatically choose the best setting for sound recording. Let's have a listen. Takes me right back to Saturday night. So with G3, the audio quality whilst filming is simply music to your ears. And this is the third reason why you'll be amazed by its camera, whether capturing the everyday or the extraordinary. And don't forget, you'll be capturing all of that in Quad HD quality. Or put another way, the G3's camera lets you be the director of your own Quad HD movie. So, that's a snapshot of the G3 camera. Amazing photos from a smartphone camera that makes it quick and simple to capture your special moments.
How to take a picture like a pro with LG G3. Just shoot. Laser detection for instant focus. Simple touch for the perfect picture. Simple is the new smart. LG G3.
The final core technology of G3 that I'd like to talk about, perhaps its most standout, is its design. As Leonardo da Vinci himself said, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. At LG, we believe that simple is the new smart. And this is the mantra that we kept in mind whilst crafting and designing the G3. Just last year, its predecessor, the G2, received widespread praise for its innovative design. So we wanted to build on this, learn from the lessons of G2 to perfect the design. Our goal? To create a premium design that would not only look great, but feel great in your hand. And as with the display and the camera, and you'll be getting the hang of this now, I'd like to tell you of 3 ways in which the G3 design sets a new standard for style. Let me start with the front of the G3. And it's love at first sight. A sleek, modern design that suggests understated style rather than shouting ostentatious opulence. And at the foot of the device, a flash of color that catches the eye and gives just a hint of the sophisticated finish found on the back. And this stylish finish continues on the inside. To match the sleek exterior, LG has overhauled the design of its graphical user interface. When the screen is turned on, the refined GUI, the elegant wallpapers, they complement each color variant of the phone to create a streamlined appearance. Let's take a closer look now to see how this new GUI delivers on the concept of simple being the new smart.
Simple flat graphics. By minimizing ornamentation such as shadow or emboss, we avoided the visual clutters and helped users concentrate on the contents through the clean and minimal look. By using very light and crisp typefaces, we established rhythmic typography. Circle, graphic motif. A circle, shown in LG logo, is a basic geometric shape that fundamentally has the perfect form. Using a circle as the graphic motif, we created a sense of comfort and solidity at the same time through a harmonious relationship between circular forms and the grid. By creating changes and accents on the horizontal and vertical Android screen composition, it allowed us to achieve dynamics and rhythm in design and helped us create LG's own differential visual language. mature feeling colors. Avoiding immature primary colors, we incorporated delicate and mature feeling colors. By doing so, we pursued beauty in a toned down and elegant way. By granting 4 major apps their own colors, we let users intuitively know which app they are using and help them not get lost. Flip and dynamics. Through simple motion effects, we added richness to the flat 2D graphics and increased usability.
So, whether inside or out, the front aspect of the G3, the first of the 3 design highlights that I'd like to cover, delivers simple style that enhances usability, strips out the unnecessary, and leaves us with an improved user experience. The second design attribute is G3's hidden curves. And although its buttonless sides certainly convey a clean, polished look, this is not style without substance. Its sleek curves weren't just intended to attract envious glances, far from it. The G3 design is the result of countless tests to find the ideal radius for a large screen smartphone, allowing us to overcome the often voiced concerns about the grippability of such big screen devices. No longer do handset size or user comfort have to be polar opposites. Through thoughtful design, we can show that even a 5.5-inch smartphone can be comfortable to hold. To understand the final design attribute, we need to look at the G3's back cover. The use of a metallic skin provides a sophisticated look and feel, whilst this matte overlay helps G3 stay clean and fingerprint-free. And as you might expect, LG's signature rear key, which debuted on the G2 last year, has been greatly enhanced. We've optimized the height and angle of the power key and the volume buttons, as well as improving the materials and textures used to offer a more intuitive layout. And this is the third reason we believe the G3 design to be, well, simply stylish. Because again, we are focused on style with substance, design improvements that remove the unnecessary and add usability. Thank you.
How to make LG G3 stylish. Just leave it. Buttonless front and side, lightweight metallic skin. Stylish as it is. Simple is the new smart. LG G3.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Andy Coughlin, and I'd like to talk a little about user experience, and in particular, 3 new user experiences been introduced into G3, designed very much to simplify your life. As we did with the core technologies in G3, here we have listened to our consumers and learned from them. We have developed adaptive technologies that learn from your habits, your usage patterns, and so on, in order that we can use smart technology to make life simple. To explain what I mean, let's look at each of these three brand new UX features in turn, namely Smart Keyboard, Smart Notice, and Smart Security. But first, let me ask you a question. What is the one thing that you do most on your smartphone? Well, according to recent behavioral research, the simple answer is typing. A Nielsen study showed that on average, we use our smartphone keyboard every 5 minutes. Without doubt, typing is the most frequently conducted activity on a smartphone. Yet despite this, very little attention has been given to improving the usability of the keyboard by smartphone manufacturers, which to me seems a little strange. We all have different sized fingers and hands, and our texting or typing habits are heavily influenced by our physiology. So surely this deserves some more of our attention. And we have made some great improvements. LG's Smart Keyboard is all about added control, added convenience, and fewer corrections. And as you may have guessed, there are 3 things that make it so convenient. Firstly, when you use a typical QWERTY keyboard, you might not notice how much your thumbs move around the screen. When people type, their thumbs tend to repeatedly move back and forth between the keyboard and the input area as they select suggested words or edit typos. People also tend to change the way they hold their phone as they move between typing and editing. And these movements are a headache and a hindrance, and they are what slow down typing speed and creates more errors. With G3, LG has redesigned the input method so that one's thumbs always remain within the keyboard whilst typing. For example, when you begin typing a word, 2 suggested words will appear above the keyboard. In order to select one of the suggested words, you simply swipe up on the keyboard with your left or right thumb. It's as simple as that. Also, if you need to correct a typo, it's less of a chore with G3. Rather than having to adjust your fingers on the phone, all you need to do is simply long press the space bar, and the text you want to edit will appear above the keyboard with a flashing cursor. By long pressing and swiping on the spacebar, you can position the cursor to edit any word you want. Now, as well as minimizing hand movements, LG has also made an effort to minimize vertical eye movement. That's the rapid movement of one's eyes from the keyboard to the input area. So, for example, when typing a word, it will appear bigger and more noticeable so that you can comfortably keep your eyes on the keyboard, easily recognizing what you are typing. Beyond just improving the layout of the keyboard, Smart Keyboard also adds more customization capabilities. And this is the second way in which it helps optimize typing and put you in control. With Smart Keyboard, you can easily change the height of your keyboard to fit your hands. You can also select and change frequently used symbols at the bottom of the keyboard for easier access. And thirdly, Smart Keyboard will also incorporate Smart Touch to memorize your typing habits and provide you with a more intuitive, more accurate typing experience. But just how accurate? Well, testing shows that overall, the improvements incorporated in G3's Smart Keyboard will reduce input errors by a rate of more than 75%. So faster typing with fewer typos, thanks to reduced hand and eye movements, along with Smart Touch technology that learns how you type, there's no mistaking the fact that LG's Smart Keyboard is simply convenient. How to stop typos on G3? Just type. Now, I've got potatoes for thumbs, so I think this application is going to prove pretty useful to myself. So the second user experience we want to highlight on G3 is Smart Notice. As you well know, smartphones are increasingly becoming adept at presenting us with information before we even search for it. Whether it's to find the best restaurants, getting directions, or getting the latest traffic update, we're now accustomed to information services that make suggestions. So with Smart Notice, LG wanted to take this in a different direction. We didn't want to reinvent the wheel. Existing services are very good. And we didn't want to provide notifications that are already easily obtained through a simple internet or map search. Instead, LG wanted to provide smart notifications that let you get more control out of your phone, keep it performing optimally, and ensure you remain in contact with the people who matter most. Prompts that help you avoid questions like, did I have a call that I need to call back? Or how do I free up more memory on my smartphone? At LG, we believe that it's our role to offer smart usability in our phones. And not just that, but smart usability that helps simplify your life. And that's why Smart Notice is like a personal assistant. It not only offers basic alerts such as time, location, events, and phone condition, that also analyzes these to provide valuable information at the right time. It's a great example of simple being the new smart, a clever solution that can simplify your life in, you guessed it, 3 ways. Firstly, Smart Notice offers tips based on your user behavior. For example, if you're in a meeting and you get a call, it's pretty standard to reply to the caller with a text message, letting them know that you'll return the call later. However, as you go about the rest of your day, it's all too easy to completely forget about that call you needed to make. G3 goes a step further by notifying you that you haven't yet returned the call. Similarly, if you forget to add a friend to your address book, G3 will send an alert asking if you would like to add that person to your contact list. It's your call whether you do or not, of course. But either way, Smart Notice puts you in control of your contacts. Secondly, you'll also get tips based on your phone's status. You may not remember the files you've downloaded or that app that you no longer use, but G3 does. It informs you through smart cleaning if there are certain apps or files you haven't used recently, and asks whether you'd like to free them to free up more memory space on your phone. And what if you could have someone keep an eye on your battery life? Well, if your battery is running a bit low, the G3 is clever enough to remind you to put it into battery saving mode. And thirdly, G3 even gives you tips based on your location. Yes, there are already weather apps that automatically search for your current location and offer you weather information in real time, but G3 even rains on their parade. It can alert you to big changes in weather conditions throughout the day, and even suggest that you might want to take an umbrella. Okay, so this is London. We probably know the answer to that one already. But whatever the weather, whatever the time of day, whether it's smart work or play, Smart Notice is the personal assistant that offers suggestions based on your user behavior, phone status, and location. A smart idea that's intended to simplify your life. That's what makes G3 simply clever. How to make G3, how to make your life smarter with G3? Just enjoy. I need some technology to make me smarter, and it's coming. I mentioned 3 new user experiences, and the last of these is smart security. It goes without saying that smartphones are an integral part of our lives. They contain all sorts of personal and confidential information. This raises serious issues about what happens to your personal information if your phone gets lost or stolen. According to a recent survey, 62% of us don't bother to secure our smartphone with any sort of password or code. And 1/3 of these have been victims of identity theft. So to address this and help provide peace of mind, LG has developed 3 core security measures: knock code, content lock, and kill switch, all of which will be available to you in G3. We introduced the first of these, knock code, earlier in the year at Mobile World Congress, and it's quickly become a very popular feature. Dividing the screen into 4 quadrants, you can define a sequence of 3 to 8 taps anywhere on the screen to unlock your phone. Simply put, knock code combines wake up and unlock in just 1 step. What's more, knock code allows you to comfortably unlock your phone with 1 hand, as you can enter your code anywhere on the screen. But of course, knock code is much more than the unique ways to unlock your phone. With more than 80,000 possible knock code combinations, it's one of the most secure means of protecting content on your phone. Moreover, because the knock code leaves no visible or detectable pattern on the phone screen, it is more difficult for others to duplicate. So intuitive to use, and with so many unlock combinations, LG's knock code technology is simply safer. In addition, G3 will still let you use the more straightforward knock-on solution with a double tap to wake up the phone and check basic information such as the time, and to unlock your phone, use a more advanced and security-conscious knock code. Of course, peace of mind is not only about preventing people from accessing your phone. There are times when we want to share our phone with others so that they can make a call or whatever, but still keep certain data secure. With such instances in mind, LG developed Content Lock. Very simply, this allows the G3 to keep locked photos and videos hidden from public view. Even when it's connected to a PC, G3 does more than just hide the files on the phone. It keeps locked files visible, but prevents them from being previewed using a 128-bit encryption algorithm. You can even store your encoded files on an SD card, something which other applications don't allow, safe in the knowledge that the only person who can unlock these is you. So your personal files are simply safer with G3. What if somebody decides they like your G3 just a little bit too much? Well, here in London, over 30,000 smartphones were reported stolen in the last 12 months alone. To address this issue, LG has added a kill switch to the G3. It allows you to disable your G3 remotely so that personal information is not compromised. It offers remote wipe, remote lock, and most importantly, makes your phone permanently unusable to give you complete peace of mind, and puts the ball firmly back in your court. With kill switch, content lock, and knock code standard, the LG G3 makes peace of mind a piece of cake. No wonder we believe it to be simply safer. How to easily keep LG G3 secure? Just not. You can see what we're doing with these short ads, just showing that great technology can be very, very easy to access. Okay, last but not least, every Batman needs its Robin. Every great device needs quality, great accessories, and the G3 will launch with a lineup of premium companion products. The super stylish Quick Circle case offers great protection and one-tap access to frequently used functions. The highly portable wireless charger promises hassle-free battery management and works even if the Quick Circle case is fitted. Add to this LG's new Tone Infinium Bluetooth stereo headset, which looks and sounds every bit as good as it looks, and you've got the whole set. In addition, answer incoming calls and messages from your phone directly on your G-Pad tablet thanks to the Q-Pair 2.0 convergence solution. And lastly, connect your G3 or any phone running Android 4.3 or higher, for that matter, to the upcoming G Watch. Receive useful information when you need it most, and just say, "OK, Google," to ask questions and get stuff done. Simple. G3's development is based on our learning from you principle, and through passionate and continuous research, which has enabled us to offer complex mobile technologies to simplify your lives. A screen so true to life that you think you're looking at the real thing. A simply amazing camera with OIS Plus and laser autofocus, both housed in an uncluttered and simply stylish design. Complemented with a new user experience that is simply convenient, simply clever, and makes your mobile life simply safer. So advanced technologies that simplify our lives. You can see that with the new G3 from LG, simple really is the new smart. Thank you, and good evening.
When you think of it, it may sound so simple to make a phone that works for you, that sees better, sounds clearer, and captures those precious moments like no others. Of course, in the simplest way, but it's not as simple as you think. Simplifying our lives is one of the hardest challenges we face. Yes, it's hard, yet not impossible. Get ready for something totally different. You've never seen anything like it before. Simple is the new smart. LG G3.
It really is. I hope you have all enjoyed the show. Thank you so much for celebrating LG's G3 introduction with us today. And thank you to all of those who have tuned in to watch live from across the world. We would now like to invite you to experience the LG G3 for yourselves so you can see, hear, and feel what simple is the new smart truly means. Have a lovely evening. And goodbye.